Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be on introducing and bonding guinea pigs successfully. So I have quite a lot of experience with introducing guinea pigs, and I have quite a bit of experience with more territorial and dominant guinea pigs. These have been definitely the most difficult to bond, and I've got quite a bit of experience, especially in terms of Bailey and Pippin, who have been probably my two most dominant guinea pigs that I've ever owned. So I got a lot of experience there with bonding. So today I'm going to share with you how I bond my guinea pigs and how long usually it takes. So what I would first of all recommend doing is you need to figure out what type of guinea pig you have already. So presumably if you've got an alone guinea pig who you're bonding with another guinea pig, it could be a variety of situations. You could have two separate guinea pigs that have always lived separate. You could have bought two separately, rescued two separately. You could have a guinea pig that had a friend that passed away, so on and so forth. So a lot of different situations with why your guinea pig is alone, but of course bonding your guinea pig is pretty much the same with all guinea pigs. Now those guinea pigs who are like Bailey and Pippin, a little bit dominant, you just do the same as what I'm going to show you in this video, but you just take it a little bit slowly or slower. And for example, with Pippin, it took a few weeks to bond him with Dolly. I didn't want him to be aggressive or territorial with her, so I would swap toys around with each other so they get used to each other's smells, and swap their cages over every so often. I'd have a split screen between them throughout this time, and eventually I would extend their time together each day until they were permanently living together. So you do the same things as I'm going to show you in this video, just extend it and take the process a lot slower. So the way I like to introduce any of my pets, not just the guinea pigs, but all of the pets that I've had to introduce to one another, I like to use the split screen method. Now the split screen method is where you have two separate areas with a divider in between, and this is how you introduce your pets together, and eventually the divider is taken out and the pets get along really well. The split screen method is something I've had success with for many years now, and I really enjoy using this technique. It's a much quicker technique than other ways of introducing guinea pigs, and I really like doing it this way. So of course in this video I am using my run as a split divider, but of course you could use a variety of things. You could use cages side by side, you could use CNC grids if you've got some of those. You could easily make a divider with some wood and some mesh. It's really simple to do, and I can guarantee if you're going to own pets for the rest of your life, you will use it again and again and again. So first of all, when you bring your new guinea pig home, I would recommend making sure they're very healthy and they're not going to pass on any illnesses or mites or anything like that to your guinea pig that already lives with you. So if they're from a rescue, most of the time your rescues will have checked them out with vets anyway, but it's always good to take them to your local vet to make sure they are at their best health in case they do give anything to your guinea pig before introducing them. You then need to find somewhere in your home that is completely pet-free and where they haven't been before, preferably. This helps with the introductions because there's no previous scent. If your guinea pig had been there before, then they could become very territorial to that area, so you need a completely blank and new area. I personally like to introduce my guinea pigs in the garden. I find it the easiest place to do because it's a nice large space and it's easy to get a run out, and if you've got a couple of runs you could do that. I'm very lucky that I've got a run with dividers that I can now use for introductions, but in the past I've just used runs side by side, or I've used my own divider that I made to put in between the two guinea pigs. So I would begin with putting the guinea pigs either side to one another and leaving them like this with no toys or anything they could become possessive over, and I would leave them like this for between 20 to 30 minutes so they start getting used to each other. Of course, remembering that if you have very territorial guinea pigs, you have to extend this. Rather than doing it in a day or a couple of days, I would probably do this over a period of a few weeks. So I would set them out like this for the day, but of course with a hidey house and things like that. And then the next day I would possibly let them see each other for a few minutes, put the divider back in, and continue like that until it progressively becomes a much more natural process for them to see each other and get used to each other. But let's just say this is a normal situation with guinea pigs that aren't overly territorial and don't mind being introduced to other guinea pigs. So after you've done that for about half an hour, I would then take out the divider and see how they are with each other. Make sure you're next to the area that you're introducing them with a towel ready in case anything happens. If there is bloodshed, you need to separate them straight away. But even if you can see a guinea pig constantly going for another one, they might not be being violent, but it might be stressing out the other guinea pig, then you might need to separate them. Most cases it goes pretty well, and you've got to expect the obvious behaviour such as humping and things like that. It's very normal, so keep a fair distance, but be wary in case something does go wrong, and try and look out for your guinea pig's usual behaviour and see if you can spot anything different. If this goes well, however, I would then leave them for a further 20 to 30 minutes like this without anything but food and water. In this 30 minutes, I would give them a pile of veggies so they've got something to distract them with. This always makes introductions much easier because they've got something yummy that they enjoy, and then they'll eventually eat side by side and won't think about there being a different guinea pig next to them in the new area. If things continue to go well after this hour, I would then slowly start introducing houses, toys and things like that. But then I would leave them for the rest of the day, so it's always good to start introductions in the morning. I would leave them for the rest of the day, just the two of them in this area to get used to each other. I'd leave them for as long as you possibly can. If things are going well in this time, I would recommend going to thoroughly clean out the cage if your past guinea pig has already lived there. If it's a completely new cage, then all things should be fine. But if it's an old cage, you need to make sure it's thoroughly clean, there are no smells or anything like that. And if everything goes well, then I'd put them in the cage and keep an eye on them in the cage for the next couple of hours. Now, when you do put them back in the cage as a pair, I would again recommend not having much in the cage for the rest of that week, to be honest. If things go well, keep things out for the rest of that week. Just basic things such as a hidey house. Make sure there's two, one for each guinea pig so there's no arguing, 2 food bowls, 2 water bottles, and that is it, nothing else. And obviously you need hay and the things that essential things, but make sure that there's no toys or any chew toys or anything like that they could argue over. You should pretty much know how things are going at the very beginning of the week, but I'd still keep it at a minimum for the whole week. And by the end of that week, and if things have gone well, you'll expect typical behaviour still. Sometimes the territorial behaviour will last a few days or a few weeks, so you need to be wary of that. Otherwise, it should be successful and your guinea pig should be successfully bonded and introduced to each other, and you should have a pretty positive process. So that is always how I introduce my guinea pigs. This is a very common question I get to my channel, so I hope this has really helped you out. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.